What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the kingdom of reason and debates and shit. We're back again and again. If you're watching this as a replay on the 2U, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video. They help immensely. Helps grow little folks like me. Gets me out to the world where I can become a cool channel that everybody likes to watch. So hopefully that's the goal here. But anyway, I just fired up the old TikTok. Again, only got a couple hours today, but there should be plenty of time to get some fresh debates rolling in here and get a little dialogue covered. It's actually kind of cool. I didn't think I was gonna. I thought I had a way longer work day than I was actually gonna have, so it's pretty cool that I got any time at all. Welcome in, just fired it up. You know, we like these early morning debates. Give it just a second here. Been on this subject for quite a few days now. That's cool though. I think it sharpens my sword of debate on the topic. Let's see. Alright. Got a few things ready there. Alright, come on in. Let's get these early mornings debates started. I feel kind of weird actually. I can't tell if I slept like too good or not good enough or what. It was really hard to wake up this morning. I'm almost still in a state of curl back up in the bed kind of shit. But anyway, just turned this on like less than barely a minute ago. So certainly the TikTok world will push us out to the Christians to debate again today. We always have some good and sometimes insane conversation. Sometimes insane. Either way, it's usually pretty good though. Anyway, let's give it a minute here and then we'll jump into some subjects of the day. We'll wait for the TikTok to push us out into the world. The world of TikTok debating. The interesting, invigorating, and extremely exciting world of Christian TikTok debates. Always fun. If you haven't been here, I use the Bible to debate mostly. We break off into some other arguments sometimes, but mostly I just argue with the actual Bible. Because then we can actually figure out who's right about what it's saying. Ain't that crazy? But as usual on the channel as well, if you want to come debate, you can say whatever you want. I do not care what you say. I don't care what you say about me, but you have to say it in a actual conversation format. Like if you're saying, you can call me all the names you want, but if you're calling me names when I'm trying to talk over and over again, I'll just drop you. I very rarely mute people here. If we get to the point I have to mute anybody, I usually just drop them because they're not capable of an actual conversation anyway. But people enjoy actual conversations and not shouting matches, I suspect, so that's what I try to keep it to here. Anyway, we've been on for like 2 whole minutes now, so still waiting for the TikTok to push us on out there, but if not, I'll jump into some stuff to talk about here. About God being horribly unjust. Oh shoot, I ain't even got my right stuff pulled up here, so let's jump on. Let's see. Alright, let me pull up what the crap is this thing? Alright. Now we're a little more ready. Alright, come on in everybody. Come on in, Christians. If y'all are in, tap the screen there. That'll push us out to some push us out to some Christians to get in here to debate. Or if you're a Christian watching, come on up. We'll talk about it if you're interested in debating these things. If not, hang out and listen. We'll undoubtedly have some really good ones again, I'm sure. Yesterday was a wild, wild day of debates. Wild, wild day. They're all recorded on the YouTube too. If you want to check out some of my content, it's also my channel over there, Apostate Ape. Oh, thanks so much for the like there. That's what'll push us out into the algorithm and get us flowing for the morning here. Once we actually get started, it usually opens up. A whole bunch of people come in and stuff. But it does take a minute sometimes. It's crazy. Sometimes the show will pile up within 30 seconds, and other times it takes like 10 minutes. It always gets started, though. We don't have to worry about that. It always gets started at some point here. Never takes too long either. Let's see. There's people coming through, so that's all right. Okay. It's starting to push up there. Starting to push upward. Thank everybody for the like so far. That'll get us out to the world. Let's see. I'll give it just a couple more minutes, and if nobody requests up to debate by then, we'll start talking about some of this craziness up in here. Laws. Be fun to read some like Deuteronomic laws, I think, of the just God. These are the laws that the just God gives. We got some rules of warfare in chapter 20. We got rules of sexual immorality coming up too there. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry y'all. I slept crazy last night. Can't decide if I slept really good or really bad, though. Anyway, maybe we got here. Yeah, I made 6 so far already, dog. Made 6 atheists this morning, though. Oh, that was a dream, my bad. I'll have to get somebody, a prophet, to interpret that for me later and see what it really meant. Outrageous is the man. I like catching his live every chance I get. Oh, we got a couple people in now already. All right. First on the dock. I can't remember if one of these I'd requested up previously, but I feel like that picture was familiar, so I'm going to bring him up first. And no. All right, let's bring up Hermes. Oh, Hermes is gone. Let's bring up... What in the world is that name? We'll just call him ND. Let's see if ND's there. You there, ND?
What up?
What's up,
Yes,
buddy?
sir.
You over 18?
Yes, sir.
Do what?
I am.
Oh, awesome. Are you one of the Christians, one of the Christ-like?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So do you like one of these topics you want to debate on here?
Yeah, we can debate. God is unjust.
Okay.
So let's start there. That's
So
the
you think
first.
God is just?
I believe if you are called yourself God, which is a title, you have to be just. It doesn't make sense to say God and unjust in the same. It's oxymoronic by
Oh, it does
definition.
when you read the Bible, because this God is clearly unjust.
Okay, so this God. So
The
you
Bible God, yeah.
the Bible
You're
God.
God. Ain't you said you're a Christian, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So you
so
do think God is like an actual God, like a ruler of the universe, right?
yes. So you cannot
Okay.
be
Just
ruler.
making sure there.
You cannot be ruler. So before we point out at which God we're talking about, we agree that if your title is God, you cannot be unjust.
Oh, I don't agree. No.
How can you say so what is your definition of God? God.
The Bible God is like the creator of the universe. He set up the laws and parameters that humans are supposed to live by.
That's not what I asked. I didn't say the God of the Bible. I said as a
You asked me what I thought God
general.
was.
Yeah, but you point out which
If
God
there's only
is.
one God, then this is the God. That's what I just described to you.
Okay, but let's just make sure that we understand. Let's just say you don't know the Bible. You haven't read the Bible. Okay,
Okay.
you haven't read the Quran. You haven't read anything about religion that we have today, right?
Okay, well then there's no gods because I have no other reason to even know about a god than ancient religions.
But no. So me, I want you to come to first a definition of what a God is,
Sure, give us your
and how
definition
can
of
a
God.
God be so to me, a God is this title that's given to an entity that's supposed to be perfect. You cannot be God and not perfect. If you're perfect, you cannot be unjust. You understand?
Okay, so
The
so
word
let's
God,
define justice here then. I think that'll move us on.
okay,
So would you agree justice is getting what you deserve? If you do bad things happen to you, or you get bad things. If you do good things happen to you. Does that sound like justice to you?
we can define justice like that. You
Okay.
get what you deserve. Now,
Yeah.
justice, can you in like let's always stay in the context, right? Of God,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Only God, if you God, you just because you are the judge. You are the one who knows everything, right?
So if you're God, no
So
matter what you do, it's justice, right? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, because to apply
Oh, that's just a
justice,
weak excuse. There has to be some kind of line where we can decide if God is unjust or not. If you're going to say God is just no matter what, then there's no debate to
yeah,
be
the,
had here.
the the title for you to be God, you have to be just. Now, to be just, for example, uh,
So if God
require.
was unjust, how would you know?
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot be God and be unjust because
Yeah,
to
that's
be
why
God
I'm
means
asking you, how would you know if God is unjust if God was unjust?
again to be just is to know everything. You cannot be just if you don't have all the facts. True or false?
Sure, you can. You can just giving people
You
what they
can be
deserve.
just without having all the facts. Like there's a situation that happens. I have all the facts and you don't. Who
Okay, so
can
how
you be?
could you possibly? Okay, well, how would
Uh
you
huh.
know if
Uh
God
huh.
is doing something unjust? How would you know? What would you use to judge that by?
I will not be able to judge if God is doing
Okay, so you
something
don't even know what justice
unjust.
is when it comes to a God. So how are you going to debate if God is just or not if you can't even tell me how you would know if he's just or not? You lack this capability.
No, I told you to
Yeah.
be just is to know all the facts. So if God all
Okay, prove it
knows
knows
all
all the
the
facts.
facts, so I know He's just.
Oh, okay.
That's it,
But you don't know if he's doing something unjust.
bro. I just said this. So if you said I don't know if you're doing something unjust, so why would I go and claim He's doing something unjust? Unless I have all the facts that proves that He's doing something unjust, now I can claim He's doing something unjust. True
Well,
or
I can prove
false?
he's doing something unjust because we can
There you
define
go. So show
justice
me.
and then
So
read
so
if he actually fits this description or not.
okay. So this injustice of yours that you think this God has is based on what parameters? Who gave you the authority to be able to judge, knowing
A
that you don't even
dictionary.
have all the facts? A dictionary did.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, so now let's
We
go
already
back to
agreed on what justice is. Justice is getting
yeah,
what you deserve. So if this God is giving
by
people
knowing
things
all
they
the
don't
facts.
deserve, then God is unjust, isn't he?
But yes, but to know
Yeah.
if you
It's
to be
that
able
simple.
to
Yeah.
to be able to know if somebody deserve anything, you if you are but who gives justice? A judge, right? So in order to
We're
be a
the judge
judge,
here. It's you and I debating. You and I are judging whether this God is just or not.
okay, now let's see if we good judge because we need to know what criteria we're using to judge. And me,
Well,
I
I think
think
you've
that
already
to be
lost the debate because you can't judge God as just or unjust. You don't like that ability.
how? How
I
can I
asked
not
you if
judge?
you I asked you how you would know if God was doing something unjust, and you said I can't tell because everything God does is just. So you
Yeah,
can't
by
even tell if God
definition,
is being unjust.
if you call him God, I told you not the God of the Bible first. I told you
Well,
let's
you're just
let's
defining
just
him into justice automatically. That don't count.
okay. So again, how you asked me this question? You said, "How do you know if God is unjust?" So
Yeah.
if I was to, and then what I said it's not possible that God. I cannot prove something that I don't believe is possible. So meaning
Yeah, I
I don't
know. That's
believe
why
that
there's
if
there's
you
no
are
debate
God,
here because you can't even tell if God is being just actually or being unjust actually. You
no,
don't have
I'm
that
telling you,
capability. You've just
no,
admitted it.
no, okay. But you're here to tell me that you have the ability, right?
Yeah, I'm saying we can agree
Okay,
on what
so
justice
so
is and then see if God fits this description, but you lack the capability to do that because you
but you
think
do
God
have
is
it.
always just.
So you do have it. So explain me
Yeah.
how you then can tell me, uh, show me that God is unjust. Show me.
Okay, I will. So we agreed that justice is getting what you deserve, right?
Uh huh.
All right.
Uh huh.
So if we agree injustice is people getting something they don't deserve, as in being punished for someone else's sins, then that is injustice, yes?
Um, if
Like
somebody,
just well, let me put it this way. I'll make it more clear, my bad. Say, just for example, say you committed a bunch of heinous crimes and someone
uh-huh,
punished your mom and your dad and your brother for what you
uh-huh,
did instead of you. Is that
uh-huh.
injustice?
So if I do something, a crime, and then somebody does what? Punish me and my dad and my mom?
No, not you. Say they
They
punished
don't
your
punish me.
mother and your father for what you did and not you. That's injustice.
They don't punish me. They punish other people. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That's
Yeah,
unjust.
okay. Perfect. We have just defined how we can figure out if this God is being just or not.
Okay, so show me where he did that.
I would love to. Let me
Mm,
go to, I'll tell you what, let's go to First Samuel
uh-huh.
15, and
Mm-hmm.
that is the slaughter of the Amalekites.
Mm.
All right.
So
So God says clearly right here, it says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they
mm-hmm,
did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now,
mm-hmm,
go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, infant and
uh-huh,
child, ox and
uh-huh,
sheep, camel and donkey."
uh-huh.
So you
Okay.
realize that they're being punished for something that happened 400 years before they were alive.
So do you realize that you said that I'm not getting punished?
Yeah.
So is God sparing anybody over there?
No.
Or is
And these
punishing
people didn't
everybody?
have anything to do with the crime that they're being punished for.
According to you. To who?
According to the
How
book, we just read it.
how do you know they have nothing to do with it?
It just said,
Ah.
it said they are being punished for what the Amalekites did when they opposed the Israelites that came out of Egypt. That was 400 years before this.
So
So he's
so so
punishing a
so
group of
so
people for what people 400 years prior did.
who are those people?
The Amalekites.
They're the same people, right?
No, they're people from 400 years later.
So hold on. You're saying that the Amalekite weren't first of all enemies of the Israelites at that time. They were all good with them. They were not
At that
fighting.
time,
Yeah, at that time.
I don't know. It doesn't say. What it does say is
Ah.
why they are being
So
punished.
so you don't know and you pretend that you
Oh,
know
okay.
if
So
it's just
you're
enough.
discarding the reason it's telling us
Mm,
that they've been
mm, mm,
punished
mm,
and
mm,
making it
mm,
about
mm.
something that it don't say.
It's interesting. You see? So you the one here judging without having all the facts.
I am the one who just read this short passage, and apparently you didn't hear me. You want me to read it again?
No, I asked you a question and you say you don't know if they were fighting. So how you don't know if they were
Because it
fighting, but
doesn't
you're
say.
saying they
It
have
does
nothing
say
to do?
why they're being punished, though. I don't know what's
So
so hard about this to understand.
what's so hard is that you don't have all the facts and you judge the
I
God
have
who
all the
says,
facts that I need to make a judgment here.
okay, but if your judgment is wrong, we don't care about if you have
Okay,
what
well, let me
you,
phrase it here. I'll phrase
if
it
you're wrong,
biblically
you're
for
wrong.
you. Imagine you committed those crimes that we just agreed that your parents shouldn't be punished for, right?
Now we're
So
going to
imagine you
imaginary.
commit this crime, and then 400 years later, Somebody distantly related to you is punished for what you did. Make that justice.
First, if we're in court, I will ask you where did they do something against my people? And if you tell me you don't know, so guess what? You discarded. You're not a witness.
Okay, well,
So you're
people
not.
400
You,
later, years later definitely didn't do
I
what you're
mean,
saying they did.
400 years war is not new under the sun. So don't act like it's not possible that the Amalekites that they be killed were fighting, right? The Israelites
Does
at
it
that
say
time.
that? Does it say that?
Does it say otherwise?
Does it say what you're saying it
Does it
does?
say otherwise though?
Does it say what you're saying it does? Yes or no?
So because
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I don't know. I don't know. You said
It
you said
don't.
it doesn't say it, but
So
it
why are you saying
doesn't.
things that you don't know if
But
it says it or not?
but
You're
you,
corrupting the text.
I'm corrupting the text.
Yeah, you're
You the
adding
one.
stuff that you're saying I don't even know if it's there or not.
No, I said that I don't know if they were fighting or not. So it's not because it
Oh,
doesn't say
okay.
it.
So why bring it up? We have a fact that it's given us that we can operate on. We don't need to add maybe facts
No,
that are there.
because I'm saying that you're trying to prove that you know better than a God that says, I know the future, I know the end from the beginning. You think you can debate somebody that says, I know the end from the beginning. God is somebody who says, before
I'm
you
reading the
born, I
words of
knew
this
you.
book. It says
It's
why
this
these
book.
people are being punished.
What I'm telling you is in this book though, right? Do you really think that you can talk to somebody that knows the end from the beginning? Do you believe? Because if
I'm
you
talking to
believe this,
you. I'm not talking to a God here. I'm talking to you. I'm
but
telling
I'm
you
talking
what the
about that
book
God that you're
says.
refuting. Are you refuting me or are you refuting God?
Are you capable of understanding words?
Uh, it looks like you are trying to avoid the answer to my question because you feel cornered.
Your question is irrelevant because you're trying to place
Yes, that's
scenarios that
what somebody
aren't
who
in
feel
the
cornered
text
would
and you
say.
don't even know if they're there or not.
So
I'm using
answer
what
though.
it actually says, what we know happened based on the words.
It
You
seems
realize that,
that
right?
you're afraid of. I've been answering your question. You haven't been answering mine, and you pretend that you want to
Your questions
debate.
are irrelevant. You're asking me
Oh,
questions about
it's not
things that
up to
aren't
you to
even
say if
there.
something. I can say the same thing. Your question is irrelevant. Where are we going from there? If I
No,
say the same
I
thing,
asked you a
at
question
least I
about what
answer
the
your
book
question.
actually says.
Oh, the book doesn't say that he knows the end from the beginning.
Not right here. I just read this passage about why these people are being punished. Look,
You
are you
never.
going to address the actual passage we're talking about, or should I just move on to the next
I
person?
addressed your passage about the Malachite,
No,
and
you
you
didn't.
still. How now I didn't. How now I didn't.
Because you're adding a bunch of stuff that's not there. I asked you about the text that is there, and you will not answer my question.
Yeah, well,
We
again,
know why these people are being punished. It tells us why they are being punished.
okay,
You,
but it doesn't.
you
It doesn't tell us if they're just sitting there
I
or
know. So
they're.
why argue about it?
Oh, it clearly says that they were not
All right,
fighting
let's
the
move on to
Israelites.
somebody with a few more brain cells than this. I think, and that's pretty crazy. Thanks for coming up, man. But like you was talking respectfully, but we're not going to get anywhere with that. Like, holy moly! Oh man. All right, so boy, oh boy. Yeah, thank you for coming up, man. Yeah, we're not going to get anywhere talking about things that might be or not be there, but if you're going to tell me I know something's there that's not, it's just ridiculous. We're not going to get into any sort of meaningful conversation, unfortunately. All right. Good morning, everybody. They piling in now. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the comments, the engagements, the likes, the follows. Y'all tap the screen and let's get somebody capable of following the actual words who's not willing to corrupt the text to make a point here. All right. Let me read a few comments first. We got several people in the queue waiting. Oh, yeah. Look like we got some good ones, too. Sweet. All right. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate the shit out of that. That's what really grows the channel here is the follows. It keeps us pumping out to people that's different folks that's actually on this topic, too, the subject. So that's what really, really helps. Thanks so much, guys. All right. So let's bring up the next one here. Maybe we can get a Christian who can actually follow some prompts and questions here. All right, let's see. What is this? Deity Demi. Let's see if he's here. You there, Diddy? Oh, no, he's not. I thought he was loading in for a second. All right, let's bring up Kmart. Maybe Kmart's here. You there, Kmart?
Ooh, what's up?
What's up, man? Are you over 18?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Are you one of the Christians?
Yeah, I would consider myself a Christian, but I more so had questions for you if you don't mind me asking.
You don't have a like a debate topic?
No, I was just gonna ask. Well, you say you're a former Christian and you're what now?
I'm not atheist, no.
You're no, I said you're what now?
An atheist.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, so like as an atheist, right? You feel as though there is no God, and so you have like a like your time here is finite, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit odd. You can explain it to me if you want. Maybe it's just because you feel so strongly on the subject. But as somebody who like has a finite amount of time here on Earth, right? Do you feel like this is like the best way or like the one thing you'd want to be doing the most of? Or like I don't know, I'm sure you
What
spend
do
a
you
fair
mean,
amount
being an atheist or debating? What are we talking about?
debating for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, so.
You
This is the
wouldn't
only time
rather
I got here, so I'll spend it doing what I like doing.
Yeah, I got you. You don't have like another interest you'd rather put more time into, or like I don't know.
I got
You don't.
several of them. What are you
Yeah,
asking me, man?
I don't know. I just feel like for somebody who believes their time here is finite, unless you think debating is so much fun. Like in all fairness, you can do whatever you want
Well,
to
we're
do.
not debating, so I'm not having very much fun right now.
No, I hear you, man. I'll let you get back to it, man. But I was just wanting
All
to see
right.
your
Well, I
mindset on
appreciate
that.
you coming up, buddy.
All right.
Let's, all right. Well, let's get some Christians over here to debate and not ask atheists while they're doing what they want to be doing with their time. Holy shit. It just gets weirder and weirder. I actually get like more persuasion to do this almost with almost everybody I talk to. It's wild. You can't find something better to be doing with your time. Well, maybe I could. I like collecting coins, but unfortunately I'm pretty poor, so that hobby is rather limited. Uh, it's not quite the season, but I also grow bonsai trees, and they require a buck ton of maintenance, especially in the springtime. I got a koi pond to take care of. I have to spend a good 30, 45 minutes literally every morning during the spring and summertime dealing with all that. So it's very fun. So I like that hobby too. But if it had to come down to it, I would probably ditch all that just to do this because I think this is more important work personally. Also fun. So it's like a double whammy. Ooh, look at the shirt that person got on. Holy crap. Hopefully that's not a Nazi Schwazi there and it's more like a Native American one. Oh, none of my business. Holy moly. Steve, I don't know who you're talking to about welfare checks, but I'm not sure what that means or who you're talking to. I actually have a job. Accept friendly's host. No, not really. We're just looking to debate right now. Sometimes if people pop up, I'll let them make a quick comment or something. But people here wants to watch debates, man. Not there's a mix of like Christians and atheists or agnostics or whatever in here, so I try to keep it. Nobody wants to watch a couple atheists have a circle jack each other off. So I don't. For some reason, it's not. What is happening? Oh. It's being super sensitive about the comments. Like I'm having to touch the exact spot it's saying to uncover the filtered comments. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, sorry. Unlit some of the comments there. No, that wasn't justice. For the 100th time, the Malachites that were being punished in that passage were 400 years after the people who pissed God off. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. Watch this. Let's see here. All right, let's bring up. Dude has been waiting the longest. Let's see if he's still here. He's not. All right, so this one's going to be interesting. Here's this interesting shirt I was just talking about. Let's see. We got Valkyrie maybe loading in. Maybe not though. Might have been an
Hello.
accident. Oh, it's not an accident. Hello. You're over 18?
Yeah, we can say that I've got a couple of 18-year-olds myself.
Oh, awesome. Are you one of the Christians?
No, actually, I am. Funny that you say this. I was going through TikTok just to watch some of my friends, and I happened to see your prompt. Just curious, what made you decide to turn away from Christianity?
The Bible.
Yeah, that's good enough reason for me. Um, so I would like to hook you up with a website. There's a small book that I think that you might be at least interested in at least reading. It's only 40 pages.
Well, cool. Shoot it to me in a message and I'll check it out there. That'll be neat. But yeah, this is more of just a debate page here.
Yeah, I can see that. I do a lot of rage baiting myself when it comes to Christians. I try to get them up there to try to break down their philosophy because you're right. 80 to 400 years after the fact that Christ died, and all of a sudden now everybody wants to talk to him or talk about him. Seems a little odd, doesn't it?
It is a
Almost like there's
little
an
odd.
agenda.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we appreciate you coming up, but yeah, just shoot me
Absolutely.
that link for whatever book you're talking about there in a message or something. But we're gonna keep it to debates up here, not just I mean, I don't know. I guess honestly, it probably is a little bit of rage baiting as far as a title that makes people raged enough to come come watch for a second, I suppose. So yeah, I appreciate that. All right, so we got several people here waiting. Oh my goodness gracious, 5 or 6. There's 4. How the fuck do I read 6 something like? Oh my goodness, I am sillier than nothing. All right, let's bring up controller. Oh, controller is gone, I think. All right, let's bring up Enoch. Oh, nope, shit. Sorry, Enoch. I gotta drop you back for just a second. I'm gonna drop you back and request back up. I'm sorry about that. The other guy, I don't know why that took forever to load him in, so I didn't think he was there.
Can you hear me?
Sorry about that, though, Enoch. Yeah, what's up, man? Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Are you one
I'm
of
a
the Christians?
yes, I'm a Christian. What about you?
I'm an atheist.
Oh, you're an atheist. Okay, this is not a life for me. This is not a one for me.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for coming up, buddy. All right. Sorry, Enoch. Request back up, and I'll bring you up next if you're still there. God's a destroyer. I'm guessing that's not a Christian. Here, let me. Okay, here we go. Let's get Enoch back in here. Sorry about that small waste of time, Enoch.
Hey, brother.
Hey, man, you're over 18, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm probably old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh yeah, your hat's way too cool for 18-year-olds, I think. So, all
Uh,
right, man. Are you a Christian?
oh, I was born Christian.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. So you're really not Antichrist.
I'm what?
I say you're really not Antichrist, if you think about it.
Oh,
So how are you going to change your image if you're born Christian?
I
How
just
do you
started using
change
my
that?
brain and read the Bible, and then it didn't last
Okay,
long
so
after that.
so it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, if I showed you a couple of things that can't be manipulated by man in the scriptures, would it turn you back around to the Father?
Maybe.
Okay, excellent. Uh,
Does
I
this have to do with one of these topics here?
yeah, it has to do with.
Which
You'll
which one?
understand. You'll understand once I move along with this.
Well, which one is it before we move on there?
Okay. Uh, work with me here, brother. I have a sight impairment.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what drew me into the room was your conversation, not your. Uh, I can see it, but I've got to get really close to read your
Oh,
topics
okay.
there.
Well, what drew you in here?
The fact that you stated you were previous Christian turned atheist.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so you think you've lost salvation, huh?
Yeah, according to Hebrews 6, I have, and I can't come back.
So, okay, let's clarify why you can't come back. It's blasphemy against the Father, correct?
Well, that and I'm the ones who's fallen away. That's Jesus who says the blasphemy thing. Paul's the one who says it's impossible for those who fall away to be brought back to repentance. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm an atheist now. It doesn't really matter what it was. We're just trying to prove this is true now.
My point is there were terms and conditions of that falling away. Well,
I mean, it's not really important to the debate topic, though.
I know you believe Christ existed, period. You can't deny that, dude. That's historical.
Probably a real person, yeah.
Yeah, that's historical. But let's move past that, okay?
Yeah, please. You got one of these topics?
I told you I wanted to show you a few things in the scriptures that man can't do. Okay, only God could manipulate these. If we look at the Aramaic language, which the first man on this planet to ever write anything down was Enoch himself, brother. Okay, but you have to understand the Aramaic language. It's not only a numeric language or a symbolic language, it's a spiritual language.
Well, sure, but I don't speak Aramaic, so.
You may and not realize it, okay? My point being is, in the beginning, the fourth day of creation, God created the sun, the moon, and the stars, correct?
That's what it says.
Yes, sir. And what was his instructions after he had created those on the fourth day? Did he not tell you that those were for signs and for seasons? Why would he elect to say signs first? And let's impart from that and head on back into the New Testament when Christ told the four apostates when he returned there would be signs reflecting back on the fourth day of creation in the sun and the stars and the moon. Now, what's happened on September 23rd, 2017, when the great wonder appeared in Virgo, which are signs in the sun and the stars and the moon? Man can't manipulate blood moons, brother. Man can't manipulate the stars to move into the 12 crowns of three wandering stars that have never moved into those positions in creation. So you tell me how those
astrology proves God?
Pardon me?
So like astrology proves God?
Whoa, let's back up. Who put the astronomy in the sky, brother? Did you didn't create the stars. You didn't create the sun and the stars and the moon. You can't move them around. No, okay.
Neither did the God of the Bible.
Disprove the fact that the great wonder, the Revelations 12 sign, didn't appear in our heaven, brother. Disprove it.
If you're saying it did appear, you're the one that's going to have to approve that. You can't say this happened. You have to disprove it.
No, see, you do your own works, brother. Don't lay your responsibility in my lap. But
we're going to move on to somebody who knows how debates actually work. Like the burden of proof. If you're going to claim something, you have to come and prove it. That's just how it is. Like, holy moly, we're getting the the good ones are out this Monday. It's the good ones are out here. Yeah, sorry, man. Like, I really don't like just dropping people off like that. But sometimes I don't even feel like I'm going to get to say sorry. You're not following here. I'm here to pass an information guys message me to talk about it. Ooh, nobody messaged that guy. You're going to get some kind of viral link, I suppose. Anyway, thanks everybody already for the likes and shares and stuff. We still got several people waiting here. Yeah, I'll give somebody a second just to make sure. Like, he got about 3 words in and I already knew he was veering way off topic here. But I try to give somebody a chance to at least finish the sentence just to make sure they're somewhat on track, and then I'll accept it. But if it's just so far off, like I'm not even sure we're getting back to anywhere we're supposed to be, let's just move on. So anyway, please, likes, taps, shares, and comments. Those are what do it here. If you got the time, if you're not just working and have an earpiece in, use those thumbs you got and tap the screen here, please. That'll send us out to plenty of people to talk to here. Enoch is cray. He's not cray, man. He's not cray. Don't be silly. He's a little cray, though. All right. So let's try to bring up the next in here, and that was God's Destroyer was next. Oh no, they're not there. Sorry, I think I took too long. All right, Black Wolf. Black Wolf. Black Wolf, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 45.
Awesome, I'm almost there too. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm not a Christian. I am a friendly. I just wanted to say something really quickly. I'll jump off, I promise.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
If that's okay. The woman that came in earlier, the 88 woman, that was definitely not Native American symbol. I just want to tell you that upright.
I'm afraid I agree with you.
Yeah, she's recruiting. So I just want to put that out there. The other thing I want to say, thank you for doing what you're doing, brother. I think this is really important stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what really fluffs my ass up in here.
Yeah, keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Yes, thank you so much, man. I will. It's encouragement like that that keeps me going too. Yeah, I appreciate you,
Awesome.
man. I'll drop you back here, but it's encouragement like that that keeps me going, y'all. Like for real, I've done this. Holy crap! Like 8 days in a row now, and today I didn't actually think I was even going to be on, but my work day is not near as long as I thought it would be, so it freed up a couple hours to jump in here and talk to crazy folks. And yeah, sorry, there ain't gonna be no 8-8 recruiting up in here, I'll tell you that. But I will give somebody the chance to explain first. I'm not just gonna be, what's up with that shirt? And then hate shame somebody. Like, I'll give them the chance to explain. I think that's fair. Thanks so much for the likes and shares, everybody. All right, so we got Crystal up next. Oh, Crystal's been here, but that's that Crystal. We know this Crystal. I think we do. Was it an accident?
No. Hi, guy.
Oh,
That I'm
hey,
mad
Crystal.
at. Hey, what have you done to your soul and your mind? Your
Use my brain?
possible body. You know we have spiritual protection, right? When we have God.
You mean
Like,
the Christian
you are
God, right?
so in danger. You know what you should do?
What?
You should remember the voice in your head and listen to it every once in a
I
while.
am. It says this
And
God's
then you
totally
should think
boo-hoo.
about your intuitive thinking. Well, there's intuition up there. It's real important in there. That intuition ties into all of our intuitions, and it goes up
Okay.
into a collective,
So do you want to
collective
debate one of these
increment of
topics here?
information. Well, not you probably can't. I feel like you're probably slow. How long have you been without the Lord's?
Oh, well over a decade
This
now.
is so fried. What's that say? Oh my fuck! Wow! Oh my
Yeah.
God! At least you're still alive.
They're probably just
Wow!
basing that
That
on
is
the crazy
so
stuff you're
great.
saying.
You better just fix that. You know you get rewards in heaven for doing it.
Like what?
Plus, you get a better headspace. You're not even in
What
any
reward do we
activity.
get?
You're sitting on the
Can you tell us?
sidelines.
Can you tell us what rewards we get
You
in
get
heaven?
like the crown of life.
We get a crown?
Huh?
We get a
You
crown?
get the fruit tree of life, and you
I
get
didn't
the
know I get a crown. This
river
does
of
change
life
things a
that
little bit. If
quenches
we
your
can have a
thirst
crown,
like
like,
never
can it be
before.
all
And you
like all
put your name in
bedazzled
the
and
book of
bejeweled
life,
and
and you
shit?
get more stuff than that.
Can my crown be bejeweled?
Well, I just think you need to give your brain space another try. I keep going to these
Convince me
damn
why I
lives
should give
because
this book another
the
try.
Satanists, well, but
Well, hey, listen, this is a
they're
debate space,
like
Crystal. We don't want
they're
to
like
hear a weird
not
soul
thinking with all their
diatribe about
brain
how
thinking.
I've lost it over the last. I mean, if you wanted me to come back to Christ, convince me why I should debate.
Oh, it's for a stability in your brain, so you can
My
think,
brain's stable right now. It was
and so you
unstable when I
have
believed a bunch of nonsense, but now I'm
you
good.
have.
Like, I think you ought to join us in reality.
Come on, you just sit there with no purpose at all. I am in reality. I
I agree.
know that next
You
life
should bring your brain
overlaps
into
this
it with the
life.
rest of you.
I'm completely engaged with it.
All right.
Huh?
All right. Well, sorry, Crystal. You sound really sweet, but we're going to move on to somebody who's actual debaters here. All right. Yes, that is a great question, Valknut. That is a great name too, by the way. The GM. Does that mean Grandmaster or General Manager? I'm not sure. I never would know which one to go with. All right, so thank you again all for the likes and comments. Y'all keep them going. Keep the screen tapping here. It's what gets us out to folks. I've got one of the biggest steady audiences I think I've ever had right now. All right, anyway, thanks, Crystal, for coming up, but this is a debate space. And I mean, you was listening for a while, so I'm sure you heard that. So I don't know what possessed you to come up and start a conversation like that. Whew. All right. Jesus. We got Jesus Christ back in the queue here. I don't know if he's here on purpose, but... All right, I'm going to bring Ortho up first. Jesus, if you're still around, hang around for a little bit. Like, I don't mind talking to you, but we're actually going to have to debate if you want to come up, because the other 2 times you came up, I wasn't even sure what you was trying to talk about. So, all right, let's bring up Ortho. He seems to be chopping at the bit. He's got something good to say. Let's load him in here.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 18.
Awesome, awesome. Are you one of the Christians, one of the Christ-like?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, what's your rational justification for there not being a God?
My what?
Well, you're an atheist, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna ask, what's your like rational, like logical reason for why there's not a God?
I don't know, but I can tell you why there's not a Bible God, and it's because this book he wrote makes no sense at all.
So you want to talk about the Bible or like if there is a God?
I'm talking about the Bible.
Okay.
I'm debating
So
Christians, so I'm debating the Christian God, not a general, like, prime mover type thing.
yeah, all right, yeah, I got you. So which one you want to talk about first from the Bible?
Whichever one you want.
I mean, you're the one that said there's like it doesn't
Okay,
make
debate
sense.
God is unjust then.
Okay, so how is he unjust?
Do you agree that the definition of justice is getting what you deserve?
Yeah, correct.
So, just for example, like if you ever committed a bunch of crimes, would it ever be considered justice to punish a bunch of other people for what you did instead of you?
To punish other people. I mean,
Yeah,
it
instead of you
it
for your
depends.
crimes.
Well, again, it depends because
Depends on what?
justice for us doesn't apply to the same way to God because he's the one that gives that moral. He's the moral lawgiver. So
Oh, okay. So if God was doing something unjust, how would you know?
how would I know? It would
Yeah.
be against his nature. So I would know. You would be able to
So
see.
you would know if God does something against his nature, and that would be violating what we consider justice, right?
Correct.
Okay. So would it ever be considered justice to give somebody else the punishment for something you did?
For something I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Are you talking about Christ dying on the cross?
No, I'm talking about God.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So
I'm not sure if you're agreeing or disagreeing with me.
you're asking me would it be just for someone else to die for something I did?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they were punished for something, yeah.
Okay, well, explain that justice system for us.
What do you mean? Oh, because Christ died on the cross for us.
I wasn't talking about Christ, man.
And then so I just agreed with you.
I asked you, you agreed or you disagreed? So I
Oh
thought
no,
you
I agree.
disagreed.
Like, yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you think it's injustice if somebody is punished for something you did, right?
Correct.
Okay, so God punishes a whole bunch of people for crimes other people committed. So God is unjust.
Example.
The slaughter of the Amalekites.
He didn't. He never actually ordered that to do that. Moses did, and
No,
then
he did. Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. So it's God saying, I'm going to punish
Wait,
them.
read that verse again.
Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and
So,
attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have.
okay. First of all, the Amalekites were not innocent. They were known for sacrificing babies.
So were the Israelites.
Huh? But
So were the Israelites.
the Israelites were not. They didn't sacrifice babies.
Yes, they did. It says it in Jeremiah. It's one of the reasons God was punishing them. It's because they were sacrificing their offspring to Baal.
Okay, but even then, you just said
Okay, so you're wrong on
okay.
that one.
What? Okay, no. I'm saying, where does this show that they were punished for something somebody else did?
You heard what I just read, right?
You
It
just
says,
read
I
it.
will punish
They
the
opposed.
Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt.
Yeah, they opposed. Yeah, so
Yeah, so you realize this was 400 years prior to this event, right?
can you give me the verse?
The Exodus happened 400 years before the slaughter of the Amalekites.
Can you give me the verse?
Yeah, it's 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 2 and 3. Here, I'll just read it again while he's looking it up himself. I don't talk very good. People want to read it for themselves, and I get that. All right. Verse 2 says, Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now, go and attack Amalek and destroy all that they have. The problem is that the Amalekites being punished here lived 400 years, 15 or 16 generations after the event that this punishment is being dealt for. So if you agree that punishing other people for what other people did is unjust, then you cannot come here and tell me that this God is not unjust by those standards, because that's exactly what he's doing. And this is just but one of many, many, many examples, unfortunately. Thank you, JC. I appreciate that. Thanks for the follow, Plague. That's awesome. I love getting the followers. Not that I think anybody's actually following me. He's reading the shit out of that, y'all. That's good, though. Maybe he'll have a really good understanding of it when he gets back here. Thanks so much for the roses. Holy shit. I might have to reset mine.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know this verse. Yeah, so the thing here is that because first God gave them 400 years to repent. It was not only because first of all, they didn't eradicate all of the Amalekites. If you go later into the chapters, they're still alive. Most of them are still alive.
Oh, well, they just didn't follow God's orders again, then.
Huh?
Yeah,
No,
but God gets
it's
pissed
just
because
it's a
they
war
leave the
language.
king of the
Yeah, okay,
Amalekites
yeah.
alive.
So in the
You're right,
Hebrew,
yeah.
no, the Hebrew, the war language, it doesn't mean like unalive every last person. It just simply means to like raid them or
So when
attack
it
them.
says, now go and utterly destroy all that they have, do not
Yeah,
spare
yeah.
them, but unalive both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. That means actually spare some of them?
No, it's this type
Oh,
of war
no.
language. No, I'm telling you, in Hebrew, it's an Eastern war language. It doesn't mean to unalive every single person. You could check if you think I'm lying. It doesn't mean destroy every single person.
Well, I don't know about Hebrew, but what I'm reading is a straight up Hebrew translation, and it says, now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm telling you. It's a type
I
of.
feel like
It's a,
that's pretty clear, so.
yeah, I know. It's a type of war. It's a type of war language. It simply means to raid them or like attack
So
them.
where is the justice in having this people eradicated?
Yeah, I'm about
for
to tell
what
you.
something 400 people, 400
Well,
years prior did.
Okay, first of all, that wasn't the only thing they did, by the way. It's one of the reasons why
Okay,
he
show me
raided.
where it says they did something else.
Yeah, all right, yeah, let me bring up the verses. Let me show you.
Oh, shit, he backed up. Yeah, there's lots of mentions of the Amalekites. And it turns out that the war that they started with the Israelites, they lost. So apparently they're being punished for a war they already freaking lost. Makes this God look even better. All right, we got to hurry, though, buddy. We can't stay paused all day here. Everybody's going to get bored on me and leave.
Okay, go to Deuteronomy 25:17.
Oh, boy, you ain't going to like this. Hold on, let me go. I was talking about in the passage of the destruction of the Amalekites, though. It tells us.
No, I'm showing you they were consistently like not innocent. 400 years God gave them to repent, but they never did.
Yeah, but it says why they are being punished. And it's for
Well, that's the original reason, correct? But
opposing
God
the
gave them,
Israelites. That's the only reason it says.
I'm showing you how that's not like there's a lot of reasons why he also did it. That's just the
All right,
the
so
original reason, the
Deuteronomy
main one.
25. If men get into a fight with one another and the wife of one of the men intervenes to rescue her husband from the grip of his opponent by reaching out and seizing his genitals, then you shall cut off her hand. Show no pity. Is that what you was talking about?
No, chapter 25, verse 17.
Oh, my bad. I read the wrong verse there.
I know it's
It
good.
says, remember what Amalek did to you on your journey out of Egypt 400 years prior. How they attacked you on the way. And when you were faint and weary and struck down all who lagged behind you, he did not fear God. Therefore, when the Lord your God has given you rest from all of your enemies on every hand in the land that your God has given you as an inheritance to possess, you shall blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under the heavens. Do not forget. So that literally just gave
Yeah,
the same reason that the other
yeah, I
verse just
know,
gives.
but
We
they
feel better
they
about
never
it.
stopped. Yeah, they never stopped. Because if you go to First Samuel,
It
like,
doesn't say
yeah,
they were doing anything. This
I'm,
literally brought up the same thing that we just talked about.
okay, I know. I'm showing you like like back then they didn't stop. They didn't end up like stopping attacking Israel. Because if you go to First Samuel chapter
They
14,
lost the war, bro.
I know they did, but they attacked elderly like children and stuff like that.
This doesn't say they're still attacking them. This says,
No, I
remember
know. I'm
what
about
they
to bring
did when
you.
they came up
I'm
out
about
of
to.
Egypt. This doesn't say
I'm
they're
about to.
currently still attacking us, go wipe about. Like, I
I'm
don't know
about to
what you're
bring
reading,
you.
but it's not
I'm
this.
about to bring you to Samuel where they kept attacking Israel. Look, go to First Samuel, chapter 14, verse 18.
You realize in 15 it gives the reason, right?
I know. I'm showing you. Yes, they opposed, but that's the original reason. But they were not innocent. God judged them because they didn't repent. They kept sinning.
Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't say that. God is
I'm.
order. God is
It literally
ordering their
gives context.
destruction based on what they did when they
It,
opposed the Israelites coming out of Egypt, right?
yeah, I'm telling you, they never stopped.
I'm telling you that the reason it's given is for that crime.
I'm telling you, that's just like a catalyst. That's just the original reason. I'm showing you, but that doesn't. It doesn't. I'm giving you
Then
context
how
of
come when
why
God orders their destruction, he doesn't throw that in there?
he doesn't throw what. Because that's the original
The
punishment.
excuse you're given.
Because the original, he was originally gonna punish. Like, look, they attacked Israel, and his punishment was gonna be this, but he gave them 400 plus years to repent, and they never end up doing it. So the punishment was gonna be that, but they never repented. They kept attacking Israel, and then he did
Why
it.
should people 400 years repent for what people 400 years earlier did?
I'm showing you that they need to repent because they kept attacking Israel too. They weren't innocent either. I'm showing you. Look, go to 1 Samuel
I,
chapter 14, verse
I
18.
don't think you're winning this argument here based on this, man.
I just gave you. I'm gonna give you a verse where they kept attacking Israel.
Yeah, but I gave you a verse where he gave the specific reason for this punishment.
Yeah, that they attacked Israel. They never stopped attacking Israel.
400 years before that. It doesn't say they're still attacking us. Go shut them down.
I'm gonna show you. I just showed you. I gave you a verse. They did keep attacking.
What verse?
1 Samuel chapter 14, verse 18.
Verse 18. Saul said to Ahijah, bring the ark of God here, for at that time the ark of God went with the Israelites.
So Saul here, like, spoiled literally means like raided. So he delivered them out of being raided. So here it shows that they didn't stop. They were still being raided, and Saul had to deliver them out. And if you go to first Samuel chapter 30, even after the punishment, they kept attacking Israel. They never stopped.
I don't think you're making a great argument here, man.
I just showed you that they needed to repent because they kept attacking.
I don't have
It's
nothing to
not.
do
They
with it, I
weren't.
don't think.
Look. I would agree with you
You're
if God
trying to
judged
make
them.
it about a different excuse, but it doesn't
I'm
say
not.
anywhere that they are being punished for what they are currently doing. Never says that. You're making that up.
Look, what does it say? What is the verse you read first? What does it say? What does it say?
It says, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt.
Okay, so that was their original. That
That's
was their
it. That's all
punishment.
it says.
He gave them. Yeah, I know. He gave them 400 years to repent, and they kept attacking the Israelites instead of repenting. So he gave them the punishment he was originally going to give. Do you want me to give you verses also that support that?
Exactly. He gave people 15 generations later the punishment of what other people did. We've already agreed.
They
that
did.
is
They weren't
injustice.
innocent. They did the exact same thing. They did the exact same thing. I just gave it to you. They did the exact same thing. They weren't innocent either.
You didn't give me anything.
I just gave you 1 Samuel 14, 18. It literally shows
That's
they were
talking about the ark coming back. What are you talking
No,
about,
that's
man?
not. No, it's not. It literally says Saul had to deliver Israel after the spoil.
This whole
And spoil
passage is
literally
called Saul defeats the Amalekites but spares their king.
exactly. Look, he had to deliver
Exactly. So
Israel.
God was pissed that they left even one person alive again. So God punishes Saul.
No, because no, you didn't even. Did you even read the chapter? The
I've
Amalekites
read it
attacked
1,000
Israel.
times. I'm the one who knows what it says here.
I know what it says too. Spoil literally means
No, you
raided.
don't.
Amalekites. Yes, it does. Go to the Hebrew. It literally means to be raided. Read
I
the
can't
chapter.
read Hebrew, man. I have to read translation.
No, I know, but if you go to the Hebrew and you look at the definition, I mean, what it means, it literally
I
means to
can't
be
read
raided.
Hebrew.
Okay, you can read the chapter. You can read the chapter. It literally
I
shows
did read
the
it. It
Amalekites
says,
raided
I
them.
will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing Israel. It doesn't say
Okay,
what they are
yes,
currently
that's
doing. It
after.
says
That's
what
that's
they
the
did in
punishment.
opposing Israel.
Yes, because they did oppose Israel.
I know. That's a generational punishment. That's not justice.
Because they
That is
never repented.
injustice.
They kept attacking Israel. What? That's literally he gave them 400 years. Why would he not give it to them before? Why would he wait 400 years to do it?
Why
Let me ask
the
you.
fuck would people 400 years later repent for what people 400 years before
I
did?
would agree with you if they didn't do nothing, but they did. They attacked Israel
They
also.
didn't.
So it's also they
You're
were
saying
yes
they
they
didn't
did.
repent.
Yeah, they didn't repent for attacking Israel in general.
Holy shit. Ooh,
I
this is
can't, you
some
just read the
versions of
chapter.
justice here.
Chapter 14.
Okay,
Read
what
chapter
about, let's
14.
move on and, look, I'm going to give you one more chance. We'll go to a different one. How about that?
All right, go.
All right. How about where he unalives David and Bathsheba's infant son? For
What
what
chapter?
David
What
did.
book was it?
What'd the baby
What book
do
was it?
there? Did the baby not repent?
No.
2 Samuel chapter
It's
12.
just divine judgment.
Unjust judgment.
It's not unjust, but
It is, because he's punishing an innocent baby for what David did.
well, again, it was not like the baby was put at it like was like suffering. All baby, you can literally go to
He
any
made it sick for a week, so it suffered for a week, and then it unalived.
and he gave it eternal life. But okay.
Oh, so it's justified then, right?
Well, first of all, eternal life is maybe a million times better than being in the world. So he kind of saved the baby at the same time. That all babies go
Oh,
to the
so he
Lord.
did this baby a favor by making it sick for a week and then unaliving it for somebody else's crime.
Well, again, he rewarded the baby, but continue.
See, this is why I do this. This is the
What's the
version
book?
of justice you get from people who are voting in the same country you
Well,
are.
you can't really say was it just and unjust when the moral
No, I
lawgiver is
can't.
God.
I'm well within my rights to say this is unjust. He's unaliving an innocent baby. And
Well,
you're trying to
you're
justify by
atheist,
saying,
correct?
oh, well, maybe it went to heaven, so that's he's actually
Wait,
doing a favor.
you're
Like,
atheist, correct? You're atheist, correct?
yeah.
So how can you say what is unjust and just if you don't even believe in a moral lawgiver?
Because I know what actual definitions and concepts are. You, sir, need
Okay,
to rework
so
on
do you
those.
believe in objective morality?
No,
You don't. So morality is
no,
subjective.
absolutely.
Okay, so how can you say anybody's unjust if it's his personal preference?
Okay, so before we even get into this, I'll give you a chance. You can demonstrate that a single objective moral actually exists. Go ahead.
Yes. Torture, suffering, unaliving.
Saying words like that isn't a justification of objective morals.
What's it? Because I believe in a moral
What
lawgiver.
makes it objectively immoral?
Because I believe in a moral lawgiver that is
So
transcendent out of
you believe in a magical deity, so that means objective morals are real, right?
objective morality. Objective morality
You
is
believe it,
something
so
that
it's
comes.
true. That's your
It
argument
transcends
here.
out of time. It's something out of time. It's not something in our
There's no
unit.
such
Like
thing as
it's
out of time implementing their versions on our brains of morals.
Well, again, objective morality is
Can
something
you
that
prove
applies to
that?
all laws of the
Demonstrate it. Well,
universe.
demonstrate it for us. If something is objectively true in reality, you should be able to show us that.
I told you I believe in a moral lawgiver. Objectively true, 2 + 2 = 4. Like,
There you have it, folks. Objective morals objectively exist because he believes in objective lawgiver.
well, okay, you don't believe in objective morality, which literally collapsed. So I'm gonna ask you this: if morality is subjective, was there any point in time where slavery was not a bad thing?
Yeah, to the people that was doing it, it's objectively
No, I'm not
moral
saying
to
to the
me
people.
now and then.
Objective morality is not personal preference.
It
It's
was
something that
already
applies to
wrong
all.
to me in my subjective morality.
I'm not saying your subjective moral. I'm talking about in general. Was slavery a bad thing any point in time?
It always was to me. Yeah, at every point in
Not
time
to
it was
you.
bad.
I'm not talking about this again. This is personal preference. That's why
Yeah, I'm sure
the
there's
just
lots of people that thought slavery was cool. That's not making your point, bro.
no. I'm showing you how subjective morality does not exist because then our justice system
I'm
would not
showing you
work
how it
justly.
does because you can't
Okay,
even
can you
show us
tell
that
me
objective
if that's the
morals do
case?
exist.
What is so bad about unaliving people?
Because you are murdering them. You are harming their
What's so bad
health,
about that?
their well-being. Their
What is
families
bad
are
about that?
now grieving because of what you did.
What is bad about that?
You tell me, buddy. I think you're the one
I'm
who needs
asking
to
you. I'm
explain
showing
this.
you how subjective morality does not work. It literally collapsed in science, bro. So I'm asking
I'm
you.
showing you that you don't even know what an objective moral is, and
I
yet you're
know what
trying
is
to
that.
tell
It's
us that you have
objective
them.
morality is a morality that applies to all, bro. And it
Okay, so
doesn't.
is it objectively immoral to unalive innocent babies for other
It
people's
is
crimes?
because I believe in a moral
Okay,
lawgiver.
well then your God has just failed this test.
No, I didn't. What? You just asked me.
Your God
Is
just
it
failed
immoral
your
to?
own definition.
You just asked me. Is it immoral to unalive people?
Unalive innocent babies for other people's crimes, and you said yes, and we just read where God just did this.
I said the moral
So
lawgiver.
your objective moral
Divine
standard
judgment is
is
not the
pretty
same as
freaking
judgment we
sad, dude.
face.
Your
Okay, I don't
objective
think.
moral standard is
You know, even
violating
like
the
most atheists I
standard.
talk to don't even use this argument. That wouldn't work because he's the moral lawgiver. So he
Yeah,
decides
because
what's
it's
divine
pointless.
judgment
Because
and
y'all
not
say
judgment.
objective morals exist, but you can't demonstrate it. You can't demonstrate your God
I
exists,
just
and then you say a
demonstrated to
bunch
you
of
that
illogical
unaliving
shit
people
about how it
throughout.
does exist. So nobody takes you serious. So why would anybody
Dude,
argue about this?
I'm asking you again. You just to give me a reason why unaliving people is so bad if subjective morality is
I
true.
did because of their harm, their
So
well-being.
if
You are
you agree,
violating
if
their
you're
harm. You are harming them. You
that's
are
not what's
bringing
so
down
bad
their
about
health
that.
against their will.
What's so bad about that?
It is fucking scary that you do not know what is so bad about that.
No, I'm asking you because like you already have an
I'm sitting here
understanding.
telling you over and over again, yet it's not
No,
registering in
no,
your
because
brain for
it
some
doesn't
reason.
work. Like I'm showing you what is so bad. What makes it so bad that another person's being tortured? What's so bad about that? How do you know that's
You
bad?
are causing them harm against their will. You are violating their health
What is so
against
bad about
their
that?
will. That is bad because you are violating their health. I would not want that done to me, so I cannot violate someone else's.
What if somebody wants them done to them, but they yet do it to another person? Is that bad? Look,
I'm not
I'm
going to keep
telling you.
repeating myself, man.
Look, bro. I'm showing you. Subjective morality can change.
You're not
So
showing
I'm
me
asking you.
anything. You're making yourself
Subjective.
look really,
Okay.
really
Can
bad
this
over
subjective
and over and
this
over
sub
again.
can subjective morality change?
Absolutely.
So
Can
if
objective
tomorrow
immorality change?
no. Objective morality is
Okay, so
something
if
that
it's
applies to all.
objectively immoral to unalive innocent babies for other people's crimes, then your moral standard
I just
has
told
violated
you
it
how
over and over and
I just
over
told you
again.
how it's
You are
different for a
being
moral
a fucking
lawgiver.
hypocrite, is what you're
I
doing.
just told you it's different for a moral lawgiver because divine judgment
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
apply the
making
same
a
thing to us.
that's called a double standard. It's a special
That's
pleading
not a double
fallacy. You're
standard
making an
because
exception for the
moral
universal
flows,
rule so
bro.
that your God
Morality
fits into
flows
it,
from
but you're
God.
destroying your own
Divine
argument. And you
judgment
don't
is
even realize
different.
it.
Divine
You don't
judgment
even
is
realize
different.
you're
I'm gonna
destroying
ask.
your own argument.
No, I'm not. I just told you divine
Yes, you
judgment is
are.
different because the moral
It's
lawgiver
not
is
different.
different. It is different.
It's
Tell me
not.
how it's not.
No. Because we already agreed on the definition of justice and what violates that. So your moral standard that you're claiming has violated this over and
I
over
just
again.
told you
So it's pretty
it's
sad
different
as
for a
far as
moral
it's
lawgiver. You know, even it
Well, I
collapses
mean,
in
I'm
your
just
worldview
saying,
too.
like, if I'm the moral standard everybody looks up to, I should probably embody that actual standard and not violate
Because
it.
all right, let me ask you this. If the law decided that it was okay for slavery to come back tomorrow, would you agree with it? Would it be right?
No.
You would not. But let's say your
No.
personal preference was that.
Then I
Would
would
that
just
still
be
be a
wrong.
bad thing? You would be wrong. So you believe in objective
Yeah, that's
morality.
why it's subjective, dude. It's coming out of your brain and out of your mouth. It is subjective
Dude,
by
I
its
just
very
asked you
nature.
if it was your personal preference for.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up, buddy, but no need in beating a dead horse here. It was a pretty good conversation, but yeah, I think we demonstrated there who has an actual sense of justice and who has a very, very skewed sense of justice. I mean, like, that's why I kind of actually like making this argument, because every time you get them to the point where they have no freaking clue if their God can even be evil or unjust. They don't know. It's completely left their head once you make the argument that it's different for this guy. You can't even tell me if your God is violating this or not. Nobody is going to buy that BS. Nobody. Well, maybe some people will. Maybe I should shut up there, but holy no. See, and this is the level of cognitive dissonance you get here. He jumps back in the comments, said, "I just proved objective morals exist." Like, pfft, woo, holy moly! People really get some ideas up in their head there. Oh, I missed one of the comments there. All right, and everybody, thank you again for all the likes and comments. Thanks for all the comment. Y'all argue with each other down there. I love seeing that. Just keep it clean though. Don't say nothing out the way. Say whatever you want. Just keep it, don't use the TikTok words. The words TikTok don't like. Yeah, thanks for all the likes, lives, follows. Thank you everybody so much. It's been a good life so far. And I really only got I still got a little time, so that's cool. Doesn't take much time to get some rousing convos up in here. But this is by far the largest audience I've had tuning in for an extended period of time. So I feel pretty good right now. We had a good one yesterday, y'all. It's uploaded on my 2YouTube channel if you want to check that out. It's also Apostate 8. But I had a really good one yesterday. It started off like good but kind of slow, and then it just, the crazies showed up. The Holy Ghost was, no, okay. Next up on the docket. Maybe we can move on to some Jesus prophecies or something. It's getting a bit redundant, I think, for this live already. How many people doesn't even know if their God is even capable of doing injustice or not because they can't tell, which is pretty sad. Anyway, let's bring up the Warrior. Oh, no, he's not there. Never mind. Not bringing that one up. All right, Slim G is up next. If he is, oh shit, never mind. The Warrior is
Good.
You there, Warrior?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're over 18.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually exactly 18.
Cool. You made the cut, so
All right.
Do you have one of these topics you like here?
So, if you don't mind me asking, what made you walk away from Christianity?
Oh, the Bible.
The Bible. I'm not really Christian myself. I'm just more of like interested in like just other religions, I guess, because I like learning. So,
okay. Well, I mean, this is more of a just debating Christians up here.
okay. But do you mind if I ask you a few questions, then I'll leave?
Yeah, just real quick though.
All right. So, what age, like, did you start being Christian?
As early as I can remember, I guess. I was raised as a Christian.
So you were brainwashed into being a Christian. All right. Next one. Do you think the God is evil?
I think so.
All right. Good.
Of course, judging by my own subjective standards here, I know that's not acceptable to some people, but holy moly. I say holy moly too much.
It's like, because let's be for real. If I send you to kill out an entire race, like a race of people, right? The Israelites, I'm pretty sure. Kill the women, children, the donkeys, like all the animals, basically everything. It's just like, does that sound like a loving God to you with unconditional love? Or does that sound like
Not even a little bit.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. No problem. Yeah, that was good and quick. That was cool. Yeah, I don't mind that so much as long as we get it over with quick. There's a bunch of people watching. I think everybody's here for debate, so we'll try to keep it to that. But every now and then we'll get some cool quick questions like that. But yeah, so to me, it's not even so much that an entire group of people's being genocided here. It's the reason for that. Like, if it actually said, oh yeah, those were a bunch of evil folks, look at all this crazy evil stuff they were doing, then it's a little different. But it literally gives the reason, and the reason is for what people 16 generations prior had done. So, all right, let's keep the debate train rolling while we still got some time. Slim G. For some reason, I'm loading in super slow, too, so I'm going to have to be a little more patient here with the showing up way late. I have no idea why either. See what I mean? I hit accept, and it's still not up here, but I did that last time, and it didn't even pop up as accepted for a good 5 or 10 seconds. It's all right. I think Slim G actually left. Now we got Hank the Tank. Let's bring Hank in. Loading him up. Say that one quick. What's up with that? Hank, are you there?
Oh, hey, what's up, man? I kind of forgot. I'm just putting around. I'll be quick. I'm a stay-at-home dad with sick kids, miserable, putting around, cleaning, and doing all this. I just want
Oh
to pop in and
man.
say I love your channel. I love your attitude. I like your approach. I like your way of discussing things with people. I'm just getting an absolute kick out of it. You're making my morning chores much more enjoyable. Uh, you're a bit more of an
Thank
everyman
you.
who shares my same views. A lot of the guys I agree with, for lack of a better word, they just have these big vocab. They know all these crazy rules and logic and all these big. All I know is this shit don't make sense, and I like the. I don't know. I just really
Hey,
appreciate
when
your
people ask
stance
me
and the
what a
way you
big
handle
word
things with people.
is, automatically they're getting the answer. I don't know. Tell me.
No, and I really respect some of these creators who are like super smart in whatever physics and all these things and know and science and can tell you why, they can back up their atheism that way. But I've
Yeah.
just come from the camp of it just don't make sense. And from there, you know what I mean, the more you study and but I don't know. I appreciate your channel. You're a blast to listen to.
That's where I
And
come
so
in. See, I'm an undereducated idiot, so I explain things as such.
well, I think you do a really good job of representing people like us, and you keep your cool well. You back up with your common sense, stances with common sense approaches things, and I like it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to sort of hold your ground against someone who's going to push crazy beliefs and ask why is it wrong to torture people. Like you need a reason beyond why it's wrong. Beyond torturing them is wrong, bro. Like I don't know. I was
Y'all
laughing
say
at
so.
that. So yeah. So anyway, I'll drop down. I would love to hear you just talk to some more people, but I just wanted to chip in and say you're the man. I love your channel. I kind of just found it recently. I think it's awesome, and keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much. That makes my freaking day. But thanks so much for coming up, Hank. I'm glad I
Yeah, man.
could
Have a great morning.
help your day. Back at you, buddy. Back at you. Well, that makes my day. I think I might even make a new policy. If you want to come up here and tell me how cool I am, I think I'll allow that for just a moment outside of the debate thing. Don't make my head all big now, though. But yeah, I think that's where, honestly, I almost think I have a bit of an edge over like physicists and scholars and stuff because I think when the average person talks to them, you can kind of almost mentally discard it just because like they're like the educated coos and nobody really gets it anyway. But you ain't got that with me. I'm the average old bear up in here. I have a middle school education, and I do not understand your big old jargons. I understand yes, no concept. That's all. That's all we get here. I don't know how to explain universes. I don't know. I know the most basics of stuff. I've been reading. I think that's why I know as much as I do because my job allows me to I just listen to audiobooks all day long. So I read a lot of history stuff. I've always been obsessed with history and like religious scholarship, mostly on Christianity, but I have delved into other stuff, but I just don't know them near as well as the one I was actually in for decades. So that's why I gear toward Christianity, that, and, I live in a majority Christian country with a bunch of Christians trying to take it over at the moment. But crazily enough, you can find a website for Christian nationalism that basically want to rule the country how they want to rule it. But there's also a website, Christians Against Christian Nationalism. So I can back them up. You know what I'm saying? A bit of an enigma there. A bit of an enigma. Like my auto scroll over here. All right. And again, thank you everyone for the likes, comments, and shares. That's what gets people up in here to debate. We got one more in the queue right now, and that is McCready? RJ McCready. 14 RJ McCready. All right, let's bring up McCready here.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What up, dog? You're over 18?
Yeah, I'm 24. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, doing good. You one of the Christians?
No, I'm not a Christian. I just wanted to chat, so I wanted to ask, why are you not a Christian anymore?
Because of the Bible.
Because of the Bible. Yeah, there's multiple problematic verses for me as well. Give me one second. I want to pull one of them up if you would care to listen.
Well, if it's real quick, man,
Be real quick, right? Real quick, super fast.
Yeah, please.
I'm pulling it up right now.
You know the verse off the top of your head? I might already know it.
Yeah, so basically it's saying, so if the Jews have shared in the Gentiles' blessings, we owe it to share with them our material blessings, right? And that's very problematic to me, considering how much money we give out on a yearly basis over to Israel, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll just tell you a quick story of how I became a non-Christian. I was on my knees and I had my elbows on my bed and I was getting ready to pray. And I was like, hold on. I'm on my knees and my elbows praying to a Jewish God. This is really fucking gay. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right. Well, that was surreal. Anyway, thanks for that. That's why I don't let people come up here and spout stuff off. Thanks for reinforcing why I should just drop people who aren't Christians up here to debate. He sounded like he was from Alabama like me. Scary shit. Oh, well, there was like 3 more people, but 2 of them just dropped out, so we don't have those. So anyway, while we're go ahead and if y'all don't mind, keep tapping and stuff. We'll get some more Christians in here to debate. But anyway, I got a message a couple days ago. Like somebody literally sent me a novel's worth of something they typed out there about the Shroud of Turin. And they asked me at the very end of all that, which I didn't read, by the way, they said, does this not prove Jesus was real and he was God himself? And I said, it proves a lot of things to me, but it doesn't prove that. To me, the Shroud of Turin proves how desperate people are to hold on to a belief system through a highly debunked artifact or whatever it is. It is clearly not authentic in any sense of the word. Like, it doesn't even meet the biblical description. John says Jesus was wrapped in strips of linen, so there wasn't a one cloth. The other Gospels, at minimum, say he had a separate piece for his head. So it can't be the freaking shroud based on biblical descriptions. And on top of that, there is zero first, second, third, even century descriptions of any single piece shroud. Like, they just did not work like that back then. So, like, please, let the debunked nonsense of the shroud die where it's supposed to be in debunk land, because it's literally been debunked 100 times. Like, there's there was at least 3 individual carbon dating tests I know of. They all converged on the 13th century. There's literally a guy saying, hey, I know this motherfucker, Mr. Pope. He's faking it. There's ochre on it. There's red ochre. There's at least 2 or 3 people who have recreated the thing using medieval means. Like, holy moly. I gave up on God because his book doesn't make any sense at all. Thank you, Mommy, for the heart. My mommy gave me a heart, y'all. My mommy loves me. All right, let's bring up Jay McAdams. I still got good 40 minutes here, 45 minutes. So. Jay McAdams. Jay, you there?
My bad. I did not mean to request. I'm not a Christian.
Oh, okay. All right, buddy.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. It happens a lot. I think TikTok makes it almost too easy, though. They want you to tap the screen a bunch, but not on certain parts, so I think it makes it hard to pop up there. Yeah, so, that Shroud of Turin thing. Let's drop that nonsense. Like, I'll tell you a really good source. Dr. James Tabor. He's a Christian Bible scholar. He has an amazing, little thing on they're extremely rare, but there is a couple of actual first century shrouds, confirmed to be from then. Watch his videos on those, or read his little thing or whatever. And, that is good information on actual first century shrouds. You do not have to accept this medieval forgery as proof of your God. It just makes you look worse, not better. Not to mention there's all kind of crazy stuff. There's actually 2 or 3 churches that claim to have Jesus's actual foreskin from his circumcision. Hey, we have the Messiah's foreskin. This is God's wiener skin here. That's why sometimes people sound really crazy to other people. I'm not a quitter. I'm an admitter of when something's wrong, is what I am, Mr. Brad. There, you can come up and debate if you want. You don't have to keep saying weird stuff in the comments. All right, and once again, thanks for all the likes, all the comments, the follows. I love the shit out of it. I've had my ego fluff for the morning, so I feel really great. Making somebody's horrible morning much better, like, makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. So far today, we've discovered that the Christians mostly can't even tell if God was doing something good or evil or unjust. So this moral standard y'all have for judgment seems awfully skewed to me, since you can't even tell me if your God's doing that. Pretty wild, pretty wild. What in the world is she talking about over here? Anyway, please, y'all, tap the screen, get the likes going. Somebody in here? Oh, no, somebody's out again. I keep granting requests, but they disappear, so it's hard to tell when somebody's here on purpose or not. Yeah, just tap the screen, get us live out there. It'll keep sending us out to the people, get some debates back in here. And we can keep this debate fest rolling. Brad, plenty of evidence out there. If you want, you can come up and present us some of that evidence. That would be cool. Present us some of that evidence. So I think the best argument for atheism is look at the trees. That's the best argument I have for atheism. See, we know they're seeds, and when you plant them, they go into a tree, and then later on the tree dies. Like, it's the perfect, it proves nature. It proves things happen naturally, not that there's a magical deity. So I used to look at the trees argument to argue for atheism. Ain't that cool? Look at the trees. Ain't that cool? Look at the trees. Yep, that's what we do here, is prove things. That's what we do. Oh, maybe we got somebody here. Oh, no, they left again. It's weird. It's weird. One of these days I might try to run this through I'll have to figure out stuff, but maybe run it through my laptop instead, where I can click on stuff, because I'm like constantly getting, it just keeps saying people are showing up, but they're just doing it on accident. So I'm spending a lot of time just exiting out of accidental quick buttons. What about the people that talk to the trees? Well, we might call them psychos, in the case that they think the tree's talking back to them anyway. Like, I'd go talk to a tree and not be crazy. But, like, if you got something to say about, like, yeah, I talked to a tree the other day, and he told me that I should invest in Bitcoin right now. Sorry, I'm calling you crazy. Like, that's all there is to it. Hell yeah, these comments are rolling today, guys. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, y'all debate each other up in there. That's what I like to see, man. I think the comments and stuff's what really keeps it pumping out for the most part, too. Not just, I mean, I've had 40,000 likes on a live before, but I certainly didn't get pumped out to 40,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, also, threats of hell isn't going to scare anybody. Like, this, threatening somebody with hell fools small children, I guess. Simpletons, I don't know. Hell, y'all's hell ain't scaring anybody. Nobody cares. Atheists are about as scared of the Christian hell as we are of Buddha hell or Islam hell or Viking hell. Like, we don't care. They don't exist. It doesn't frighten us. It used to frighten me when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, it scared the living shit out of me. I even went to a Christian camp one time, and they had a special preacher, and I remember he was on a SWAT team because he came out in like full riot gear, even with a giant gun and shit. And I will never forget for the rest of my life. This guy's first sentence of this sermon is, "Hell, a place where the worm dieth not." I was like, there's worms there that never die? That sounds horrifying. Like, this was literally the first guy's words of the sermon to a bunch of kids. It scared the living piss out of me. Yes, I left a Christian. I was like, I want that shit to happen to me. Good Lord, that sounds horrible. Can't let that happen. I better straighten up and act like this motherfucker just told me to act. It's mind control, man. It's indoctrination. It's fear mongering. Fear mongering. Thanks for the follows, guys. Thanks for the follow. And please keep on liking and sharing the screen there. It's been almost 2 minutes since somebody requested up. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate the hell out of it. It's what's going to keep this live growing up in here. Oh, it's cool, Mommy. I actually really enjoyed the camp. Besides that part that scared me. But besides that, the camp was actually really fun. That's why I went 2 years. You know, it did initially scare me, but I thought I was a Christian ultimately. So, like I guess I don't have to worry about it, even though it still scared the shit out of me. That's another thing I've noticed too. Like, does anybody else notice that the vast majority of Christian converts seem to be like drugs addicts and stuff? It's always people at rock bottom that feel like something's going to help them. Like, I'm desperate for help. I need this help. Like, where's the super successful people that are like actually read the Bible and like, oh, this is it. This book's got it. From what I can tell, the vast majority of converts are coming from like people who are hitting rock bottom, and other people are promising them clarity if they accept this religion here. But to me, you're just adding on to the problem, like literally. Because if they regret, what do you call it? Regret? What do you call that word? Relapse. Like if they relapse, not only the next time are they going to add the problems that they had before, but this time they think there's a divine deity who's mad at them as well. Like, I mean, you're adding on to the problems that can occur here. Like, I don't think that's the way to go. 472, heck yeah. Let me look at that. Yeah, I do got 472. It was like barely last week, and I was like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to pass 350 today. We're creeping up on 500 followers on this channel now. It makes me feel pretty great, pretty great. Yeah, Joshua, I do agree. Unfortunately. I mean, like, I'm not rich or anything, but I mean, I'm pretty content with my life. I don't have a Ferrari or nothing, but I don't want one. Like, I would be horrified if I had to pay $1,500 for a freaking oil change. Like, that's not me. I don't think that's the reflection of a good life. I think a good life is being content with little, loving the small things. I think since there is no afterlife, what I think is this one life that we know we're going to get, make the fucking most of it while you have a chance. Hug that damn baby that you have. Tell him you love him. Because if you're gone tomorrow, you're not going to get to tell him again. Not going to tell him again. And, you know, if there's an afterlife, that's cool. But either way, you're not coming back here. It's like, oh man, what was it? Achilles said in that movie, Troy? He says, the gods are jealous of us because any moment might be our last. He said, we will never be here again. Like, to me, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool. I actually like to use that story as I think people do learn from history, but they almost always take the wrong fucking lesson. And that's a good one. So, we got a guest in here, I think. Hang out just a second there, really long name person, whatever that says. So, in the Iliad and the Odyssey, Achilles' mother gives him a prophecy. She says, if you stay here, you'll have kids and they'll love you, and you'll have grandkids and they'll love you, but after a few generations, you're going to be forgotten like everybody else. But if you go fight in the war, the Trojan War, she says, you're going to be remembered for at least 1,000 years. The problem is, if you go fight in this war, you're not coming back. It says your glory and your doom walk hand in hand, right? So what does Achilles do? He makes the obvious, honorable, and glorious choice. He said, screw living. I'm going to go fight this war so everybody remembers me for 1,000 years. What everybody seems to forget is if you read the next part of that book, the Odyssey, Odysseus actually meets Achilles' shade in the underworld, and he asked him, he says, certainly you, the greatest of all men, are the king of the dead down here. Does anybody know what Achilles told him? Achilles said, it was a mistake. He said, I would rather be the lowliest peasant farmer in life than the king of the dead down here, because this is nothing. Like, why don't anybody remember that? Achilles literally said he was making a freaking mistake, man. It was wrong. He messed up. He was saying any life is better than no life. What good does it do you for people to remember your name if you're not even around to enjoy it? You won't give a shit. You don't even know they give, like, it seems pretty clear. But stuff like that, I think it's important to learn from history, but make sure we take the lessons that are actually being given to us and not what we want to take from it. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Let's get the next guest up in here. We still got a good half hour. I have no idea how to say that, so I'm just going to say Q. Q, you there?
Hello, you hear me?
Yeah. You over 18?
Yes.
Awesome. Are you one of the Christians, one of the Christ-like?
Yeah, so you have one of the prompts there says Jesus fulfills zero prophecy.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if you, like, the New Testament claims that Jesus fulfills a bunch of these prophecies explicitly, but if you actually go read them, some of them aren't even prophecies and they're never in context. The only way to get to Jesus from these prophecies being named
Okay.
is if you add stuff like foreshadowing and typology. Like, you can't get there from the context.
And you say zero, you're saying some, but is it really, you think there's literally zero prophecy that is
Literally zero.
fulfilled?
Yep. So what's like your best one? What do you think is the strongest, most straightforward prophecy that Jesus fulfills that makes him the Messiah?
Well, that makes him the Messiah?
Yeah, like what's a really good one that proves that Jesus is fulfilling these prophecies that the New Testament is saying he's fulfilling?
That he's crucified.
Where's the prophecy about that?
It's
Psalm
that one in
22?
Isaiah where he's pierced.
Oh, that's a good one too. Well, we can go to that one. It takes a minute longer to explain. So you think Jesus is the suffering servant from Isaiah 53?
Yep.
Okay, so why do you think that?
Well, because that's exactly what happens. It describes it, the crucifixion.
Have you read all of Isaiah?
No.
You haven't?
No.
So how do you know that's about Jesus if you haven't read Isaiah?
Are you talking about the entire book of Isaiah or just that chapter?
Well, you have to read more than this chapter to get the context of what's actually happening. The only reason
Okay, so
people
what's the
think this is
context?
about Jesus is because they haven't read it all. Well, the
Okay,
context
so-
is Isaiah tells us over and at least 8 or 9 times explicitly who the servant who is suffering is leading up to chapter 53. You know that, right?
And is the servant who then?
The servant's Israel.
But Christ, it's our theology that he is the fulfillment of Israel.
Yeah, I know it's your theology. It's just not reflected in the actual context of Isaiah. Like, listen, we can start in chapter 41 here. It says, "But you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen." So chapter 41 has a mention of this servant, right? Chapter 42. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf like my messenger? So if this servant is Jesus, you're saying Jesus is blind, which is kind of weird to say. And then we have chapter 43. And in verse 10, he says, "You are my witnesses, says the Lord, and my servant, whom I have chosen." So he's saying the servant is multiple people. They are the witnesses. So when God is referring to the servant, according to 53, he's referring to the witnesses in this case. So that's multiple people, not just one person, like Jesus, right? All right, now here's a really good one. Chapter 44, it starts off, "But hear now, O Jacob, my servant, Israel, whom I have chosen." Also, chapter
there can be
44.
a dual
"Remember these
fulfillment
things,
of
O
these
Jacob and
prophecies.
Israel, for you are my servant. I formed you. You are my servant, O Israel. Do not forget me." So do I need to keep
We can
reading?
agree that in the immediate context, it could be talking about the actual nation, but
Well, it definitely
there
is
is
talking
an
about the
ultimate
nation. It
fulfillment.
never mentions a single Messiah dying for anybody.
Well, it does in the one I brought to you. It's singular
It
form.
don't. You just think
It's
it
a
does
person
because you
who's
haven't
being-
read the actual context. Do you know who the light to the nations are?
the Jews, Israel.
Israel. They are the covenant. They are the light to the nations. So why would you read 53 as it's about a dude 500 something years after the fact when it's clearly saying Israel is this covenant?
Well, he's supposed to be the Messiah who is the fulfillment of Israel. That's the whole promise from Abraham to Jacob to Isaac. That's the whole covenant promise.
Well,
that
the
there will
Old
be,
Testament
through your
never
seed,
mentions
you will
Jesus
bless the
or a
nations.
Messiah that dies for anybody's sin.
It says, through your seed, I will bless the nations. So that's...
Did Jesus leave any offspring through sperm?
No, exactly. That's why we're baptized into him.
Exactly. So it can't be about Jesus. This is talking about a
It can
literal
be.
line
What are
of
you talking about?
descendants that are coming
Yeah,
through
I'm
the
saying, no,
loins of the
Jesus
Israelites.
was from that line. That's what I'm saying. So he was actually biologically from that line.
Yeah, but
So
in
he was
53, it says this Messiah, if you're making it Jesus, has to leave offsprings. It says through his seed as well, depending on which version you read. But other ones just say he will bless
How do
his
you know that
offspring
seed
will
has
be
to be physical? Are you assuming that?
because it says it. That's the thing. I've actually read
Well, it
Isaiah,
says
so I
seed,
know
but
what it's
the way
talking about when it says all this.
the way seed is used doesn't have to be a physical racial thing. Where do you
It
get
does.
that
It's
from?
talking about offspring, descendants. That's the whole point of this, that they're blessing the offspring of Israel.
That can't be about, I mean, it's a religious text. You don't know that there could be some sort of metaphor or some
Yeah,
sort
but
of...
how would you know? You've never even read it.
Okay, so you want to go to God is unjust? Because it seems like you just... If I didn't read
Seems
it,
like I just.
Well, you don't want to engage. You just say, I haven't read it, so that's fine. We can go to the next thing.
I was engaging. I was reading a whole bunch of different parts from different chapters to give you the context of the story.
But then when I bring up something, you just move on.
That's why I'm saying you haven't read it, though. You're saying it says things that it doesn't say.
I'm saying seed can be fulfilled in multiple ways. Just because it's like that in the past doesn't mean it
Okay,
has to be
well,
like
show
that.
me in Isaiah where it says refers to a seed as anything other than offspring.
Because it says he will be a light to all the Gentile nations. So how is that going to happen?
And
How are
who's
all
the
the
light
Gentile
to the
nations going to
nations?
worship if
And
they're
who's the
not part
light
of
to the
Israel?
nations? Israel is the light to the nations.
Israel, but I'm saying the whole point is that it's a fulfillment of Israel.
Yeah, Israel fulfills this themselves at the end of the Babylonian captivity. But you have to read Isaiah to know that.
They're a blessing to all the nations?
Yeah.
Okay, how has... What are you
There's
talking
literally
about? How did they
two
bless all the
chapters that
nations?
explain this, and it calls Israel the servants of God, the light to the nations. Yeah.
Yeah, all the nations worship him? Worship the God of Israel?
Yeah, that's the whole point of Isaiah and Jeremiah, that the entire world is going to come to Yahweh through the Israelites. It literally says that. It says,
Exactly, so
Israel
that's
is the
what happened.
servant in whom I will be glorified. Yeah, no, that's not about Jesus.
It is.
It's not.
How is it not? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? How is it? It's literally saying this is all about Israel. And
Yeah,
you're
I'm saying
it's
that
about Jesus.
Jesus is the fulfillment of Israel. I'm not saying it's like disconnected. I'm not saying
Well,
there's
how
two
is that
different
possible
opposing
when it
things.
says Israel is fulfilling this?
I mean, what does Israel mean? What is Israel?
Israel is a group of people. They're Israelites. They're the God's chosen group of people.
Okay,
This is their
specifically to
God.
that, it's
Like
God's
Yahweh is the
chosen
God
people.
of Israel. Is the God of the Israelites.
Okay, yes.
Yep.
So then if the Messiah comes through them to bless all the nations, and then everyone is grafted in, like it says in the Old Testament as well, that's quoted in the New Testament, then you don't see that how that is a fulfillment?
Nope, because they never become Israelites. There's the Israelites and everyone else. That's the Gentiles.
But they are baptized in too.
They are welcomed into the
God's chosen
covenant,
people.
yes, and chapter 56 explains that.
Okay, so
But that doesn't make them Israelites. They're welcomed into the God's covenant, but they are still under the Israelites. It says when this culmination happens and the light to the nation goes out, that the other Gentiles are going to lick the dust off the boots of the Israelites.
well, you're assuming that the Israelites are still the Israelites, so that's not helping your case.
Well, I know they are because that's what it says. But you actually have to read it. That's why I think
No,
it's strange
your
you're arguing
proof
these
for saying
things.
that the Israelites are your proof for saying that the Gentiles cannot become, you could say spiritual Israelites is citing a verse that says, already assumes Israelites are
That
just
there's Israel
they're
and
racial
everybody else.
Israelites.
Yeah, that's the verse I would cite there. Yeah.
But the whole point is that the church is the new Israel. So you're saying Israel and everyone
Yeah, but
else.
the New
and
Testament's
you're
just making that up
assuming
and
that
telling
into what
people
we read.
that who believe it because they've never actually read Isaiah before.
Okay, let's just debate something else then.
Okay.
The
You
God
do
is
the God
unjust.
is unjust one? Okay.
Yes. Go
So
ahead.
how would you agree that the definition of justice is getting what you deserve?
What? No.
Okay, so how do you define justice?
Justice would be. I mean, I think there's a lot of different types of justice. I think it's. Um.
A lot of different types of justice?
Yeah, there could be. Um. I mean, we could go for now just to see where it goes with where you're going.
So you do agree with my definition?
I think it's vague, but I mean, we just have to see.
Well, I mean, that's why I said in general. Like, in general,
Okay, that's fine.
if you do bad things are going to happen to you. If you do good things happen to you. That's your due justice, right?
That can be an example of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you agree, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if I start showing you that God violates this, we don't want to start changing definitions now. That's why I'm laying this down beforehand. So would you agree that it's ever considered justice to give someone else the punishment for crimes that you would have committed?
Yeah, that alone could be injustice if it's not reconciled.
That is injustice, right?
Sure.
Okay, so when God punishes people for what other people did, that's unjust. I would say that's why God is unjust.
Well, you don't know their final destiny, so I mean, I'll have to admit that claim.
Do I now? I'm sorry, I was getting a call there. Somebody keeps trying to call me over and over again. Crap, so sorry. What is going on? Alright, just a second. Oh crap. That went away. Anyway, you still there, buddy?
Yep.
Somebody literally called me over and over again.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, God is unjust because God punishes people for what other people did.
Okay, but I'm saying, how do you know? I mean, if you don't know their final destiny, justice isn't, the whole process isn't complete, you know?
Oh, okay. So the definition of justice stands unless you include like afterlife type stuff, right?
Well, no, that is the context. That you're trying to separate God from the afterlife one. I mean, are you going to accept the religious worldview to critique it, or are you going to
No.
just going to accept God without that afterlife?
No, I'm using the definitions we've just agreed on to make an argument here. Do you want to change the definition now?
No, because you're limiting the context. The definition's fine if we include the entire context of what's happening in reality.
So you need to change the definition then now, right?
No, I just said the definition is fine as long as we include the context of what's happening.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Because the context with justice is grand in Christianity, so it deals with the afterlife.
Okay.
So you can't separate that.
Grounded in Christianity, that's funny. All right, 2 Samuel chapter 24. God orders David to take a census. David takes the census. And since David took the census, apparently that was the wrong answer, and God unalived 70,000 Israelites as a result of David taking this census. So how is God punishing 70,000 people for something David did ever considered justice?
Well, they might go to heaven.
So unaliving people's okay as long as they go to heaven?
God can. God takes life. God gives.
Oh, God can do it. Okay. We call that a double standard.
It's not a double standard. Because he can grant the reward. If I kill someone, I can't give him afterwards.
You're making an exception to the rule.
Not, well, God,
without
yeah, obviously, if God can take life, then he can obviously give life. That's kind of the whole thing.
Okay, so God can do whatever he wants, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Okay, cool. So if God was doing something unjust or evil, how would you know?
How would I know? God can't do that.
Yeah. So you wouldn't know?
No, God cannot do that.
What if he did?
He cannot.
Can you answer a hypothetical question?
No, his essence, he cannot. In his essence, he
He
cannot.
can. He's doing evil.
Or else
And
he would
you're
not be
saying
God.
it's not evil because everything he does is good. That's called divine command
No,
theory.
well, now
It's
you're
crazy how much
assuming
we
within the
land
question.
here. Yeah. You didn't answer the question. The
No,
question
because you have a
is, if
limited
God
view
did
of
do something
what
unjust, how
happens.
would you know? I didn't ask you if he could or couldn't. I
He
said if
cannot
he
do
did,
something
how would you know?
unjust. He would not be God if he did something unjust.
If he did, how would you know?
He cannot. That's like saying
If
if
he
you
did, it's a
were wrong.
hypothetical. If he did, how would you know?
He could not.
Why don't you just admit
God
you
by
can't tell if
definition
God's
is all
doing good or
good.
evil?
No,
Don't,
the
they never admit
definition
it.
is
This
all
is so
good.
crazy.
So you have, it's a definitional contradiction.
Yeah, yeah, it's an illogical one too. Like making
No,
God
it's
omni stuff makes him
definitionally
impossible.
cannot
Like
happen.
you're literally defining your God
It's
out
like
of
you're saying,
existence.
what if a square triangle? Like I can't tell you.
Well,
It's
what?
literally
What?
definitionally. Yeah, because God in his
Definitionally,
definition is all good.
this God creates good and evil. In Jeremiah, the Israelites ask him, "Why has God pronounced this evil against us?" So they think God is doing evil to them. So
It doesn't
somebody
matter what
thinks
they
God's
think.
doing evil. It doesn't matter what you think.
You think God's doing evil, but I'm telling you, in his essence, he cannot do evil.
And I'm asking you, if he did do something evil, how would you
That's
possibly
a
know?
definitional contradiction.
Exactly. So thanks for the admission that you have no clue whether God is doing good or evil, just or unjust actions. Like you
No,
can't
he
even
is
discern
always
this.
doing
You're
good.
incapable.
I
So
can
yeah, it's
discern it, and
awesome.
it's always good.
Yeah, this is what people say when they can't actually tell you what would make God doing something good or bad. So
No,
that
because
is
you
what's
understand in
horrifying
his
about
essence,
these
he's all good.
mindsets, and that's why I do this channel, is
So
because you really
can
need
can
to
there be a
evaluate.
triangle? Okay, what would you do if you
I
saw a
didn't ask
triangle
about a
circle?
triangle circle. I asked about your
Well, I'm saying it's
deity.
definitionally a contradiction.
It's not a
Like your
contradiction to
question
say
makes no
God's
sense.
doing
You have a
evil. You're just
faulty
saying
question.
it is, and it's
You
not
have
standing up to
no. I'm not
anything.
saying it
It's a
is. The
really, really
definition
bad
of
argument.
God is good.
Yeah, I
He
know.
is the
You're just
ultimate
saying
goodness.
God's all
That's the
good, so he
definition.
can't do evil. That means God could slaughter a bunch of babies who wasn't guilty of the crime he's unaliving them for, and you somehow call that good and love.
No, but he can't do something that is evil. So you just describe something evil. So he
We
cannot do
agreed on a
that.
definition, and you said violating this definition is unjust, and God was
Yes,
doing that. And now you're
but
saying
then
it's
you're
not
leaving out
unjust
the
because God did
actual.
it.
But this life isn't all there is. So you're assuming that into the thing, and that messes up your whole calculation.
No, it messes up yours. You just don't realize it.
No, what are you talking about?
I have definitions and standards that I am using to apply to
Yeah,
your
but the
God. You're saying
definition is
God
fine as long
cannot
as you
fit these definitions
include.
because he's God, and that's all good.
No, as long as you
Yeah.
include his other promises, as in heaven and hell.
That's why you can't answer a simple question,
I
hypothetical,
did.
like if God did do something evil, how would you know?
He cannot definitionally. You don't know what that is?
I know that's your excuse for the question I'm
It's not
asking
an
you that you
excuse.
cannot
That's what I'm
answer.
asking.
Yes,
Do you
it
even know what it is?
is.
Because you're calling it an excuse. I don't think you
Put
know
a
what
one in the
the
chat if you
definitional.
think this is a really bad excuse that has came up for the third time today that we can't definitionally change God because he's all good. Just throw a one in the chat if you think that's a really, really, really bad excuse. Throw a two if you think it's in it. Oh, you got one two
It's a really
already.
good excuse.
It's not. It's a poor ass ridiculous one that Christians accept and wonder why everybody else don't do it. Bro, you can't put two in there twice. So there's like 9 ones and 2
I got a
twos.
lot of supporters, man.
Well, you got one die.
Well, you don't
One guy
understand that
attacking
God
two
is
over and over
definitionally
again.
good.
Demonstrate
You
your
don't
God
understand what
exists.
that is, huh?
Demonstrate your God exists.
So you're gonna switch now?
I'm asking you to prove that this standard you're saying is all good even exists.
Well, what do you mean? We were talking
Because
about
we've
something
already
else.
beat this horse and you don't even understand the question you're being
I
asked.
don't
And you
understand the
think you're
question.
somehow justified in saying, oh, it's all good. So
No, that is the definition. You don't understand?
that's the definition you're giving, but I don't accept that.
So what's your definition?
Of justice?
What's your definition of God? Of God?
Imaginary. Evil.
Is a unicorn God
Unjust.
as well?
Sure, that God's evil too.
That's not a definition.
I know, but you keep
That's not a
saying it like it
definition.
is.
No, what is your definition of God?
Imaginary.
That's not a definition.
It is a definition. Your God is
No, it
imaginary.
isn't.
That's my definition of your God.
Can you give a definition of a unicorn? What a definition of a unicorn wouldn't just
Imaginary.
be imaginary, even if it's no, but that's not a
It's an
definition.
imaginary horse with a horn.
Okay, it can be imaginary, but you can still give a definition.
Oh, okay. Well, God is an imaginary, evil, and unjust being.
So I could also have, some like fictional serial killer. Does that count as God? Because that's an imaginary fictional.
If you say it
Imagine.
exists and you can't prove it, yeah, it's imaginary.
No, but is it God? Like,
I don't know.
you're
Is it?
critiquing God, but you have a definition that makes no sense.
I'm critiquing something that you claim exists and is this
No,
moral
you don't
standard
have a
ruler
definition.
of
So
the
you're saying
universe,
I
but
have a
when I
made up
asked you to
definition. You don't
demonstrate
even
it,
have a
you
definition.
don't have one.
Your definition is literally just like it's not real. That's not a definition.
It's not real.
Okay, what's the definition though?
It's an imaginary being that people think is real. That imagine he rules over the universe and is some kind of objective moral standard, but he seems to be violating these morals on a regular basis.
Well, you said he seems to be, but is that the definition? Definition isn't what people think of something.
That was after I gave the definition.
So what was the exact definition then? Because you didn't
The
really.
definition is God is an imaginary being who people think are moral standards and who does
No, you
magic
just
and
said it
rules
was
over and
so
creates universes.
included is people think. You just said people
What?
think when you said in your definition you said people think.
Yeah, that's what God is. People imaginary is stuff people think is real. Yeah. Or not necessarily it's real, but it's figments of our imagination.
Okay, but you just said like 10 seconds ago that wasn't part of your
Okay,
definition.
can you show everybody here that God is anything but a figment of imagination?
Okay, but you're kind of like switching it now.
Okay, I'm switching.
I mean, you're
Yeah, I think
failing
you've
to
already
prove God
lost
is
the other
unjust.
argument, so I might as well switch.
So just you saying so doesn't make it so.
What?
You saying it doesn't act. Okay. You all good there?
Alright, so alright, I'm gonna have to pause. Alright, so sorry. Is everybody still there?
Yeah, I'm still
I
here,
guess
but I
somebody's found my
gotta.
number and they call me in over and over to try to beat my argument since they can't actually do it with logic.
Logic.
Alright, sorry, what?
All right. I do gotta go right now.
Oh yeah, convenient.
I mean, we're switching topics according to you, anyways. But I mean, if you're still up,
Yeah,
I can
because you already
roll
got
off that
destroyed
line.
on the last one, so we might as well.
Destroyed when you couldn't provide a definition for God.
Oh, that's what we moved on to?
What do you mean we moved on to that? That's what we're just talking
I gave you a definition of God. I said it's an imaginary being that supposedly rules over the universe and is this objective moral standard for Christians. I said,
so
then I said, can you approve it's
if
anything
the definition
but a
of
figment
this
of people's
imaginary being is that,
imaginations?
so the definition is that he has objective moral standards. That means that
No,
can't
I said
critique it.
you
That means
think it
definition
has
he can't do
objective
wrong.
moral standards, and none of this you can actually demonstrate, which is pretty
No,
damn
no,
silly.
no. Let me give you an example. I can give a definition for a unicorn. A unicorn is a horse with a.
I thought you had to go.
Virally. Yeah, I'll just finish this, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I do gotta go, like, probably, I'll just finish this thought. So I can give a definition of a
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, buddy. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I might not be as logical as I think I am, but I still think I'm destroying this other poor logic that we're getting rebuttals here for either way. I never claimed to be a genius. If you think I'm claiming to be some brilliant theologian, like you've never watched my shit. Because I never claimed such. I say on the regular, I'm an undereducated idiot. Fortunately for me, you don't have to be a genius to have basic reading comprehensions and see that this is clearly a whole big old book of nonsense here. Doesn't take a genius. In fact, an idiot like me easily grasps such things. I don't think Crystal likes me, but I'm glad you're here and hanging out and commenting, Crystal. I like having a mixed, diverse crowd and not just a... Don't get me wrong, I like it when people fluff my ego, but I like it that we're mixed oppositions as well. All right, we got one more person in here. We don't have super long, so we'll bring them in and see what's up. No name at all? No name lady, are you there? Nope. Okay, never mind. All right, so I never can tell if people are talking to me or other people in the comments, so it's a little difficult to address some of the stuff without looking silly sometimes. All right. Thank you again for the follows. I appreciate the follows. I should be passing 500 followers before too long. It looks like I've went up. Shoot, I went up almost 20 today. That's pretty good. Pretty good for a live. 20 followers in a live is pretty good, especially in a shorter one like this. I got 20 yesterday, but I was on for over 5 hours yesterday. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. They said guest is a great atheist apologist. Yeah, I agree. That's what's crazy to me. Like, you think once people realize that what they're saying isn't adding up, I mean, I just don't get it. If it was me, I would probably just say, like, yeah, I don't get it. I'm going to have to run and rethink about it and come back. Like, I would probably just ran out if it was me. But people, like, persist in the lie once they've literally been led to the point. Like, look how quick I got people to the point that they have no idea whether God is doing evil or good or committing justice or injustice. They have no clue. All they can say is, God's all good, so we can't do that. Let's say, well, hypothetically. Oh, it's not. You can't be a hypothetical. It's a square triangle. Like, all right, then. But it's like, it's crazy enough they don't realize the fallibility of their own logic there, but they just persist in that and just keep pushing. Like, even onto something else. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I'm sure I've done the same thing, so I can't really say nothing in that regard. I'd be a hypocrite if I said I wasn't persisting in my stubbornness at some points. I don't think I ever did it with the Bible, though. If somebody showed me something that was wrong, I would say, yeah, I don't know what to say about that, or something. But I never said, oh, let me bullshit my way out of that one. Not me. I may be an idiot, but I'm an honest idiot. I'll give myself that. But anyway, guys, it's about time for the poor man to head off to work. I appreciate the living shit out of everybody here. All the likes, all the comments, all the shares, all the gifts. Holy crap, y'all make me feel good, man. I really hope I can do this for a living one day. It's hard to imagine, but since I'm growing, I feel like it's possible. Hard for me to imagine, I should say. Of course, we got somebody requesting up, but of course the cool person might come right when we're about to end the live, though. But anyway, I hope everybody here has a great day, including the Christians. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I hope I didn't. Actually, I hope I did wreck your faith a little bit. But then again, I hope I didn't. I ain't trying to mess up nobody's zen or nothing. If you're here in a debate space for these types of dramas, it's your own fault if you got the drama in the face then, I guess. So we'll put the blame on accepting these to the ones who stayed around to listen to it. Like, that's what I say all the time. Like that guy from Africa I talked to. He keeps saying, like, I'm chasing people down and trying to get them to quit being Christians or something. Like I'm chasing people down the street, trying to gaslight them. Like, bro, this is a debate space. I'm not chasing anybody down in the real world and gaslighting their Christianity. Like, this is a debate space. Like, if you want to come debate it, come debate it. Like, if you want to come just listen, if you like these topics, please come listen. Like, that's all it is. Like, I'm not chasing people down. Like, I live in America. If you want to be a Christian, be a damn Christian. If you want to be a Muslim, be a Muslim. If you want to be a Buddhist, be a Buddhist. If you want to be an atheist, be an atheist. This is America. Like, I share that ideology. Like, you should be able to believe whatever you want, even if it's nonsense. But if you're going to come in here to debate about it, and you realize that something's wrong with your argument, like, just admit it. You'll get a lot more respect that way. Like, don't say anything. Just be like, I don't know. I'm going to have to go think about this one or something. Like, I respect that. I do not respect when somebody is led 10 times to the same conclusion and they persist in saying the same things over and over again. Even though I get it. But all right, guys. Thank you all for coming in. This replay, if you feel like you missed something or you want to go back and listen, will be uploaded to my YouTube channel before long. We had 3 pretty awesome debates on the same subject here. They literally all went to the same space. Divine command theory. That's what it really comes down to. If you want to argue objective morals are real, and you want to argue with me, like, I will take you are going to admit that you're just invoking divine command theory. If God does it, it's good. If God slaughters a bunch of babies for no reason, it's good, just because God did it. And I think anybody with half a rational cent in their brain is not going to accept that as a valid answer. So unfortunately, I guess we'll have to pick it back up later on, guys. Anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow for tomorrow morning, at least a little bit, I think. But if I don't have an appointment tomorrow, I'll probably try to run another long one then. Anyway, have a good one. Have a good one, Crystal Hubbard. Y'all have good ones. I'm going to see if I can track down where this number that kept calling me over and over again was coming from and make sure I block that too. Have a good one. Love you all. Much love, much love, much love, and peace.